In-depth analysis and review is a core component from the skill training portion and takes place immediately after reading skill. This component is broken down into two parts, passage coverage and answer justification, and this video will focus on passage coverage. During this component, students apply the skill in the reading passages, which helps in understanding the core information regarding the topic. To prepare for this component, you will need the textbook and the answer key or class guide. To teach or simulate this component, you will need the textbook. This component will be simulated during training.
Okay guys, good job on your in-class quiz. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back and review the passage. First of all, we're going to go ahead and read the title. Can you read me the title, Megan?
The history of electronic media.
Okay, good. So let's focus on the phrase electronic media. What are some different types of electronic media, Sharon? What is one type of electronic media?
The internet?
Internet, good. And Megan, what's another type of electronic media?
Television.
Do you know one more?
The radio.
Okay, good. So those are all different types of electronic media. Now, when we're learning about the history of something, do we learn about important events or not important events, Sharon?
Important events.
Very good. So based on that, what are we going to be reading about, Megan?
Electronic media and why they are important.
Okay, very, very good. Now, I just want to remind you guys that this passage, it does not have an introductory paragraph. So it does not have the thesis statement. So what we have to do is we have to find the main ideas and major details of each paragraph. So, what type of electronic media are we looking at in paragraph number 1, Sharon?
The radio.
Good. And in paragraph number 1, what is the main idea? Megan?
It had a huge impact on the news because people could now listen to live events.
Okay. Very good. And why is this the main idea?
It helps us predict what the paragraph will be about.
Excellent. Okay. And looking at that sentence, what are some key words in that sentence that helps us confirm this as the main idea? Sharon?
Huge impact.
Good. So let's go ahead and underline the main idea and circle those key words. So now we have the main idea. What are the major details going to be about, Megan?
Live events.
Very good. So again, let's look at this paragraph and find us those major details. What is the first major detail, Sharon?
In 1924, listeners in England heard the first live international sports event, a cricket match.
Okay, and why is this a major detail?
Because it talks about a live event.
Very good. And what was a key word to help us confirm that this was a live event, Megan?
1924.
Good. And what kind of keyword is that?
Date.
Good. So let's go ahead and underline that major detail and circle the key date. So now that we have our first major detail, let's go ahead and find our second major detail. What is our second major detail, Sharon?
Later, during World War II, families everywhere listened to the news from Europe.
Good. And why is this a major detail?
Because it gives us an example of a live event.
Okay. And what are some key words to help us confirm that, Megan?
Later and during.
Excellent job. And what kind of keyword is it?
Time transition.
Good. So again, let's go ahead and underline that major detail and circle the transition. So now that we have both major details for paragraph number 1, let's go ahead and go on to paragraph number 2. Now in paragraph number 2, what electronic media are we talking about in paragraph number 2, Megan?
A transistor radio.
Very good. And what is the main idea?
New technology also made the radio more convenient.
Good. And why is this the main idea?
It helps us predict the paragraph.
Good. Sharon, what are some key words that helps us confirm this?
The word also.
Good. And what kind of keyword is also?
It's addition, transition.
Excellent job. Okay, so both of us, let's go ahead and underline the main idea and circle the keyword. So now that we have our main idea, we must find our major details. What are the major details going to be about, Sharon?
How transistor radios were more convenient.
Very good. So let's go ahead and find those major details. Let's find the first one. Megan, what is the first major detail?
Transistor radios were small and cheap.
Very good. And why is this a major detail?
Because it shows how it was more convenient.
Excellent job. So let's go ahead and underline that first major detail. So now that we've found the first major detail, let's go ahead and find the second major detail. Sharon, what is the second major detail?
They also used batteries, so they were portable.
Very good. And why is this a major detail?
Because it shows how it was more convenient.
Excellent job. Megan, were there any keywords to help confirm this?
Yes.
And what was it?
Also.
Good. And what type of keyword is also?
An addition transition.
Excellent job. Let's go ahead and underline that major detail and circle the transition. Okay, good. Now let's go ahead and go on to the next paragraph.